Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right, this is a reading on Mike Johnson and Donald Trump's little secret. At the end of the Madison Square Garden rally, Donald Trump mentioned something. He teased that there was a little secret that he had with Mike Johnson that could have a big impact on controlling the House. Quote, "We can take the Senate pretty easily, and I think with our little secret, we're going to take the House, right? Our little secret's going to have a big impact. He, Mike Johnson, and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is after the race is over." So, as you can imagine, that caused people on the left or the media to try and speculate what that little secret might be. One person was suggesting that, Mike Johnson might try to get the House to throw out the Electoral College. Others theorized that Congress could conduct a contingent election in which each state casts a single vote. These are both things that they tried in 2020, or they wanted to get to in 2020. But Mike Johnson said in an interview with The Hill, and I'll have the article linked in the description, that these theories are absolute and utter nonsense. And there's the Five of Wands popping up there. "I'm a lifelong constitutional law attorney. We're going to respect the law. We're going to follow Constitution to a T. I've proven that over and over and over." Yeah, no, you haven't. You voted to overturn the election in 2020, you pile of human garbage. The other thing is that Johnson is like, he's saying that, what's their secret? He told the crowd, what is the secret? It's nothing scandalous, but we're having a ball with it. His diabolical plan is a get the vote out. It's the thing we have about, it's the get out the vote. It's one of our tactics on the get out the vote. But they're convinced, he said, dramatically rubbing his hands together as he was coming up with an evil plan. You know what? This is gaslighting and mocking. Because that's exactly what they're trying to do. You don't have a get out the vote plan. If you did, the RNC would be giving money to the candidates down ballot as opposed to all of Trump's legal defenses. You wouldn't be hiring... what was the schmuck that he gave the ground game to, who couldn't do it, so that Elon Musk took it over. And Musk is paying people to knock on doors, and so when you pay people and you pay them by how many doors they knock on, they might just fabricate how many doors they've knocked on in order to get paid, or paid well, or something along those lines. There's no ground game. Kamala Harris has a ground game. Somebody volunteers, they don't know what to do with them all, but to do with them they will. So we're 3 minutes in. Let's look at Trump and Mike Johnson's little secret. Because we also know that Donald Trump, he tells on himself all the time. So, and he can't keep a secret. So, to him it's all fun to tease things out, like, oh, we got a secret here, should we tell them? Good for ratings. And it could be true. Johnson could be telling the truth, and they could be having a laugh at our paranoia. But given the behaviors from the last election all the way through this one, why would I believe a word coming out of either of those liars' mouths? All right. Entertainment purposes only, after I call them a bunch of liars, but hey, I'll call Donald Trump a liar 24/7. Discovery will prove me right every time. There ain't no defamation when you're saying the truth. All right. Entertainment purpose only. Trump, Johnson, their little secret. What's that about? Five of Swords. Winner takes all. Well, yeah, and that's the whole thing, right? I don't think this is not a get out the vote card. This is, steal the vote card. This is, we get the presidency and take the House and the Senate from the Democrats, and then we control the government and we control the world. That thing. So rub your hands together in an evil plan all you want. That's what the evil plan is. The evil plan is for them to take full power of the government. And then everything will be sunshines and rainbows. The Republicans take over, and then everything's great, everything's wonderful. The world's the perfect place because they've got rid of the woke, Democrat, liberal, communistic, fascist, socialist, Marxist folks on the left, woke people. Be conservative hell for everybody. And underneath it all, it's the Seven of Wands. It's if they can entrench themselves, then it's going to be impossible to get them out. And that's what they're going for. They're going for all of it now. This is the big fight. This is their biggest opportunity. They've really committed themselves to it. So if you're going to be in, they're in for a penny. They're in for a pound. In the past, you got the Ace of Wands. This was their big new plan. Their little secret is probably their big new plan. I mean, they're going to challenge all these things in the courts. That's really not going to go anywhere unless you have data showing that the votes were changed or there were illegal votes and stuff like that, which could go both ways, but the Republicans are going to only go one direction. So this is kind of like that backup new plan. Current situation is the Page of Cups. This is the gaslighting card. Let's lie about it. We'll tell them it's one thing, wink and a nod to our followers, and then we'll basically lie and gaslight the people that have figured it out and tell them they haven't figured anything out. That's what I get from that. Page of Cups, the lying and gaslighting card. Overarching energy is the Judgment. This is Trump's last hurrah. This is it. Really, for this election, it's for all the marbles. You want a democracy? You like a representative republic, representative democracy? You like that? Yeah, great. Otherwise, we'll give you something else. Get out and vote, people. Lesson to be learned is the Page of Wands. It's one thing to have a really good idea and put it into motion, but it's another thing to actually walk the walk. If Kamala Harris gets a mandate and has a vast number of people voting for her, this gaslighting plan, isn't going to go anywhere because it's too far a journey. You're not prepared. It works in a close election. It doesn't work in a blowout. Outcome is the Four of Coins. They did. Certainly, Trump messaged what he was wanting to do, and Mike Johnson's trying to keep it under wraps. I think that's where we're going with that. But I also think that if they try and walk this, they don't have enough resources to do it. They're not bold enough. And it could also be that if you have people that have been, again, like the fake electors and things like that, if you have people that have been incarcerated or are undergoing trial, have taken plea deals, it sends a message to the next group of insurrectionists that maybe you don't want to do that because there will be consequences. There's no consequences if Trump wins. Huge consequences if he loses. Do you really want to spin the big wheel on that one? When the wheel is loaded with 5 times as many bankrupts and lose a turn tokens than would normally be on there. May not seem like such a good idea after all. But is there a plan? Yeah, I think so. Is Mike Johnson gaslighting us? Yeah, I think so. And again, it fits the mold, right? Getting glee out of other people's suffering. Tease a little plan, cause people a lot of anxiety, and they don't apologize for it. They mock it. They mock anybody who's alarmed by it. And that desensitizes their people to it because it's just a joke. He's just owning the libs, I'm sure... Let's mark the tape, 9 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm sure the souls that came, when we were souls up in heaven, we were given, or whatever divine higher plane you would like to ascribe things to, coming down here for our spiritual journey, they asked for volunteers who were going to provide the resistance to this enlightened age. And they had a lot of volunteers, and they're really, really enthusiastic about it. They get a lot of glee out of making misery for everybody else. They feed off of it. And I would really like to have a talk with the Almighty about that. Because that's a bunch of crap. It's already a difficult enough thing without just having these little demons tormenting you and getting gleeful out of your anguish. They feed on it. Will this plan work? Well, or I should say, not will it work? Will it be implemented? Will they implement this plan? And it's not. And I'm not going to say. Well, let me keep shuffling here. Will this plan of Mike Johnson trying to figure out a legislative way to overturn the election, like again kicking it to the states so they can each vote one vote per state? There's more red states than blue states. Will this plan work? They tried it in 2020. They didn't get there. Will they get there this time? Seven of Coins. They're looking at it. They're trying to figure out how to get it there. But it's also kind of a thing that, be careful what you wish for. This is you reap what you sow type of thing. Actually, I think this is the F around and find out card. You tried it once, or you thought about trying it once. It didn't work. Is it worth it? I think that's kind of what it is. Is this plan worth it? Cross with the Empress and the Three of Wands. I mean, they're so close. They're so close to their ideal situation. They're so close. But you have to get people to buy into it, and these people are comfortable where they are. I would say that a number of the House members or Senate that they need are they're not willing to risk it. That's what I'm getting from this. They're comfortable. They have nice cushy jobs with great benefits. Do they really want to risk it with insurrection and sedition? It really does depend on how close the election is. Three of Wands underneath it. There's plans. They're going to be reaching out. They're going to be trying. They're going to be looking to implement. This is the stage just before implementation. The Four of Wands would be implementation of it. In the past, you got the Two of Swords. It's a contingency. If we can get close enough, we can try hatching their secret little plan. They're close. They are close to it. In other words, this isn't a thought exercise. This has gone beyond the thought, the Ace of Wands being like the thought, like, hey, we got a great idea. The Two of Wands is the troubleshooting. How would we do this? The Three of Wands is lining up the people to do it. The Four of Wands, if it pops up, means they're implementing it. Current situation is the Queen of Pentacles. Again, I think the biggest challenge they're running into is that people are comfortable. There's House members and Senate members who are comfortable and don't want to go to prison and lose all the good stuff that they've got from their current gig. Overarching energy is the Magician. So what you're going to try and do is bedazzle them and see if you can, use Trump's honeyed words to get them to give up their comfy lifestyle, give up the things they value to come along with the plan. The lesson to be learned is the Ace of Cups. Trump's already turned on his most fanatical looking at these cards and people thinking about it, it's like, well, how did it work out for the fake electors? How did it work out for the county election boards that tried not to certify the election? How did it work out for, all his lawyers who hatched these plans? They're going to try. I told you that if the Four of Wands came up, they're going to try. They're going to try it anyways. They're thinking about it. The outcome is maybe they get enough people. They're going to try it. I'm sorry to say that. I was looking at that. I was getting, as I was, maybe you were picking up on it too. As I'm being reasonable here, why would I want to give up this cushy job? Why would I want to give up these great benefits and all the perks I get from my job? Why would I do that? They will get the fanatics. They will get the Trumpers. They will fall under his spell. And They're going to find out. They're going to F around. They're going to find out. You will have heard multiple intuitives telling you Kamala Harris is going to win. I was listening to Susan Lin today. She was trying to shorten the timeline from when Kamala Harris's administration starts, and her spirit guides keep lengthening the timeline. Dave Johnson just put up a video this morning from Moonride suggesting that Trump and his minions are going to try all sorts of dirty tricks trying to steal this election. I'm on board with all of them. And Trump teasing this off and Mike Johnson gaslighting us doesn't change the fact that they've got a plan and they're trying to implement it. And I think when I read these stories here, I think what they're going to try and do is they're going to try and figure out a way to, again, challenge these elections and get them to the states so that each state gets a vote. And then they could say, oh, well, we did it this way and the states voted. And the states voted for Donald Trump. So we're going to put him in. And then they will 25th Amendment him, give him a pardon, kick him out of there. J.D. Vance gets into power, controlled by billionaire oligarchs, and Project 2025 gets implemented by the Heritage Foundation. And then they get their utopia, their Ten of Cups utopia. And all the hell that comes with that little slice of heaven. Okay. So, looks like the Republicans are going to put together the little plan. Now, if Mike Johnson was being truthful, and this is a ground game, well, yeah, then they implemented their ground game. But this is some pretty big cards for a little ground game. Just saying. And he needs more than a little ground game, if you know what I mean. Mr. Divide as opposed to Unite. All right. Will this plan work? Will Trump and Johnson's plan work? 4 swords. It's going to delay things. That falls right into the Susan Lin category here. It's good company to be in, I'm just going to say. 4 swords, crossed with the gaslighting card, and the agreements underneath it. It's going to delay either, delay the counts, try and delay the certification through lying and gaslighting. We've got agreements underneath here, though. This could be subverted by a united Congress that doesn't want to go through this again. The other thing is, this really doesn't work particularly well. That's what it is. This doesn't work well if the new Congress is led by Hakeem Jeffries. Okay? So one of the things you have to... a couple of flies in the ointment here, and I've talked about this. When the new Congress is going to get sworn in, Mike Johnson cannot block the new Congress from being sworn in. The new Congress gets sworn in, and then a couple days later, they count the votes, the Electoral College votes. So the only way this plan works is if Mike Johnson is in charge of Congress. He's the Speaker of the House. The way things are looking, the Democrats are going to take the House, and Hakeem Jeffries is going to be Speaker of the House. And I don't think Hakeem Jeffries is planning on playing this game. The other thing that's going on here, and hopefully this is calming you down, is that Joe Biden will be president of the United States. So you don't have the president messing with this like Trump would have done. So you've got the president of the United States and you've got the Speaker of the House. That's going to go a long way to putting the kibosh on this plan. And I think that's what this is. This is the handing over from the Republicans to the Democrats with the new Speaker. So there are delays and gaslighting, but ultimately I don't think it's going to work because they have to get this thing to work before the new House gets put in. So part of their plan better be, if the Democrats win the House, how do you prevent them from taking the House? Will it get implemented? In the past, you got the Knight of Cups. The gaslighting goes to the Kool-Aid. Drinking the Kool-Aid, trying to present yourself as reasonable, like, they say, they'll go around saying, oh, everybody says, the election's stolen, and then they say, oh, everybody says the election's stolen, so there must be something to it when they're the ones starting the rumors. Look at all these cup cards here. Queen of Cups would be the current situation when they implement it. Will it succeed? They don't get. I don't think they're trying to work on people's passions, gaslighting, trying to be a friend, but it's not there. It's not there in a large crowd. It's individuals. And I think, again, with Biden as president, Hakeem Jeffries as speaker, and such, there's going to be a lot of caps put on this. This is going to be calmed down, not inflamed. Overarching energy is the two of coins. You know, it's like cutting your losses. Is it really worth it? You know, they start implementing this plan and they suddenly realize it's not working. Again, this aligns with Dave Johnson's reading. They're going to try and cause turmoil. It's not working. It's delaying things, but I think they start learning pretty quickly that other than the turmoil and tumultuous nature things that they're causing, it's not really getting them where they need to go. The lesson to be learned is the Ace of Cups, back in the same spot as the last reading. Donald Trump got rid of his most vocal, fanatic supporters by not on January 6th. He peaked in his control of people at that point. They can't get people riled up enough to commit felonies for them. The outcome is the Page of Coins. Yeah, it just diminishing. We're diminishing down. The gaslighting coming down to they come away with too little. It's just like the last election where they say they have all this evidence and then they don't produce anything, or what they produce is so ridiculous it pales into comparison by the victory that Kamala Harris will claim the presidency by. So, do they have a plan? Yes. I think that the plan is to kick the vote back to the states. That's kind of what I think. If it's not that, they certainly have to figure out a way for Mike Johnson to be holding proceeding. He leads the preceding arguments, or he leads the House during this time. Because if Hakeem Jeffries is in charge, they're not going to be able to force him to do that. So that's kind of part of the plan. It helps if the Republicans take the House. But if they don't, they have to have a contingency plan. Will they try and enact it? They're going to look around. They're going to have a hard time getting people ginned up for it. But I think regardless of that, they look at this as like their last best chance to do this. So they're going to try and do it. But it literally is betting on 100-to-1 long shot. And you're betting your freedom against that too. And then, will it work? No. It'll delay things for a while. There'll be gaslighting. But at the end of the day, there's so little to back up their claims. It doesn't go anywhere. So, are they going to try stuff? Yeah. Is it going to work? No. Are we going to enjoy the drama? We'll see. The answer is no, I'm not going to enjoy it. Because we don't get to be the evil little cackling demons. I was talking with Shauna, the woman who does body work on me, and I was describing Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars. And there's like a little rat-like being that hangs around him and just cackles at the misery of others. And that's what MAGA reminds me of. Yet the bloated Donald Trump and the bloated oligarchs there is Jabba, and then the little MAGA folks are the cackling little demons just getting delight from other people's suffering and misery. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.